The Parliamentary Committee on Trade has been investigating circumstances under which the Trade Permanent Secretary wired 5 billion shillings that was meant for renting to renovating farmers' house. From the committee's findings, 3.1 billion shillings was the initial allocation for the renovation according to Ministry of Works, but the money rose up to 6.2 billion shillings under unknown circumstances.
There is a second group now that came from the submissions with a better solution. Since farmers' house is owned by government, let us renovate. Okay? Whether the intentions were good or not, it will be up to the members. But now, the procedures that were followed, were they within the law? How was the contractor identified? How was the contractor paid 80% as opposed to the law? And so much more that comes with that second group.
The committee tasked the Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Geraldine Sally, to explain why she gave authority to a one Opio Tom, an office attendant, availing him access to the procurement system and surprisingly locking out the head of procurement. In her response, Sally informed the committee that every staff at the ministry can access the procurement system, including security.
What was the motive of the head, the PS, removing the procurement officers? And that man, I don't know his name, he was very categorical and very clear, and I think he will go to heaven. What was the motive of the PS in trying to remove from the system the rightful officers and appoint the so-called office attendant? I think, as members here,
Opio and Ada Kamuchungus.
You see, that is now just one department. Even the procurement department
We are
is
looking,
a user department.
Yes, but we are looking at procurement.
Yes. So every department, even mine, there is a procurement user, even if they are not a trained person. So that's how EGP works.
So you are telling us even the askaris at the Ministry of Trade have access to the system?
Yes.
Okay.
There is a security officer who also has access and raises
Clarification,
for their area. Yes.
Clarification, Chair, clarification.
Level, she's a senior citizen who has risen from levels to where she is. And in front of the cameras, she's really ashaming the appointing authority who appointed her, and also giving more shame to the head of public service to tell the whole nation, because the whole country is hearing you, that a security guard, an office attendant, a tea girl in the Ministry of Trade, and a cleaner in the Ministry of Trade has all of them at any level of the are at the same level and have access. Here I seek your protection, because yet the senior officer who was in charge, who was blocked, is the permanent secretary really in order to come and embarrass herself badly in front of the committee and in front of the nation by showing them that she is not to the level of what we expected her to be. Is she in order?
In regard to the questionable layoff of staff at the Trade Ministry, the committee expressed interest in the circumstances under which the Permanent Secretary terminated most of the staff and others sidelined, only to discover that all who disagreed with the PS as far as the procurement of vehicles and renovation plan were axed from the system.
Vice versa, this. I say I cannot buy this vehicle because the risk is. They say I will protect you. I say I don't believe that. Because accounting officer, in OPM, accounting officer cannot protect a technical person. So she asked me a question, will you procure this vehicle or not? I didn't say no. I bent my head down, then I shook my head. Then she said, get out of my office. And that was the last time I talked to her. If indeed, I really need to see calendar. If indeed this is the reason she struck me off the system, she should have written a disciplinary case to me or some sanction to be made. So I think that's not the reason. Thank you.
Chair, I can table the request form or letter
with all its communications thereto. What I got to learn after a few weeks is that I had been taken off the system, much as I did not get this communication myself. They had brought to me another request to approve, and when I attempted to access the system, I was not accessing it. When I inquired later, I was told a letter had been sent to finance to remove me from the system for reasons, of course, which I did not understand.
According to the permanent secretary, the staff that were locked out of the system were derailing government work, yet she needed it to be executed in time. A thorough report into the investigations is expected to be tabled soon as the chaotic drama dominates the Trade Ministry's performance. Samula Hanifah, Smart24 TV, Business Today.